HarperCollins presents The Gingerbread Bakery, Dream Harbor Series Book 5 by Laurie Gilmore, read by Savannah Peachwood and Sebastian York. For all the readers that demanded Annie and Mac's story from the beginning, here we go.
Chapter 1. Now. Annie Andrews liked most people. She was friendly and outgoing, very involved in Dream Harbor affairs, never missed a town meeting, supported local business with a fierce loyalty, and ran the Dream Harbor High Alumni Committee. In high school, she was voted most school-spirited and most likely to become president. Her bakery was a beloved town institution and had won Best Window Display 3 Christmases in a row. She babysat for her nieces and nephews, she dutifully petted every dog she passed on her morning walks, and she'd had the same best friend since kindergarten, which she felt spoke highly of her character. Frankly, she was a freaking delight. There was one person, however, that her delightfulness simply could not extend to. One human on this planet that she could not be nice to. Mostly because she didn't want to. Mostly because she hated him. And for the next 3 days, she was stuck with him. "Annie," Hazel hissed, nudging her shoulder. "You're glaring again." She was glaring again, right at the stupid face of Macaulay Sullivan. And she would have kept glaring until his head went up in flames if it weren't for the fact that they were at Jeannie and Logan's rehearsal before the rehearsal brunch, which was not even a thing, but Jeannie wanted a mini celebration with just the wedding party before the craziness of the wedding weekend really kicked off this evening with the actual rehearsal dinner. And who would deny the bride her wish? Not Annie, because Annie was a nice person, unlike some people. Mac winked at her like he was reading her thoughts. "I object," she blurted out, interrupting Logan's very brief, very gruff thank you speech to his groomsmen. The group was currently crowded around a table at the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. Unfortunately, it was rather dead at 11 a.m. on this particular Friday in December, so the whole table heard the words she hadn't actually been meaning to say out loud. Logan, Jeannie, Hazel, Noah, Kira, and Bennett all turned to look at her. Mac smirked. Annie barely restrained herself from reaching across the table and strangling him. "I don't think this is the part you get to object to," Noah pointed out with a grin. Hazel elbowed him in the side, and he yelped. "You don't think we should get married?" Logan asked, brows scrunched like he was working through a puzzle, because why the hell wouldn't she want her best friend and his lovely fiancé to promise to love each other in front of the whole town? "No, of course, I don't think that. That's not what I was talking about." "Then what were you talking about, Annabelle?" Mac asked, his stupid smirk smirking even harder. "You! I was talking about you!" She was nearly shouting now, and several patrons from other tables were turning in her direction. "I object to you being part of the wedding party," she said, lowering her voice and leaning across the table toward him, narrowly avoiding her syrupy plate. "I don't know how you weaseled your way in here. You were never friends with Logan. You bullied him." Mac put up his hands in defense. "First of all," he said, "I didn't bully him. Some good-natured teasing, maybe." "You called him Old MacDonald all through 2nd grade. You E-I-E-I-O'd at him every time you walked by." Mac shook his head. "How do you even remember all this shit, Annie? Do you have a little notebook where you write down every offense I ever committed?" Annie scoffed. "Wouldn't you love it if I cared about what you did that much?" "Well, you seem to." "Ha! I couldn't care less about you, Macaulay. I just don't understand why you're even here. Ow! Hayes, why are you jabbing at me with your pointy elbows?" "Oh." Annie looked up to find Jeannie looking at her with tears in her eyes. Shit, she'd made the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?